Your Royal Highness, Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, we will not talk about the historical rights of the Palestinians or the solidarity of both the Palestinian and the Lebanese people and our role to support them and legitimacy of the resistance in both countries and what has embodied of honor and what has provided the iconic fighters and the brave fighters. And will not talk about the Nazi crimes of the Zionist regime and not the transformation of the West as a supporter to become a partner. This will not add to what Muslims and Arab know and others know in the world today. As far as our summit, we met a year ago and we expressed and we condemned, and for a year the crime continues. So are we meeting today to copy the past, the history, or maybe change in the future and its different dimensions? Last year we emphasized on purpose of ending the aggression and the protection of the Palestinians, and the result was tens of thousands of martyrs and millions of displaced people in both Lebanon and Palestine. In the year 2002, the Arabs started a peace initiative, and the response was more massacres against the Palestinians. In the year 91, we also entered into the good intentions of America by participating in the peace process in Madrid. Peace was provoking their crimes. And this is not a mistake on our directives, but maybe a shortcoming in preparing the appropriate tools. Our tool is the talk, and their language is the killing. We provide peace, and we receive bloodshed. The results staying as is to replace the tools, but changing these results, and that's what we all aim for, require changing the current tools and mechanisms that was tried over time with no avail. If we agree about the principles, how can we transform it into practical application on the ground to achieve our objectives, to determine the tools available to achieve that peace and the targeted entities that will lead turning talk into action, and from agreements and statements to reality. And maybe the objectives when we talk about the rights of the Palestinian people might be evident to us, but what's the benefit of these rights? And they don't have even the basic rights of a living. As we're trying to retrieve or regain those rights of the Palestinians, the priority now to stop the massacres and to stop the genocide. But the tools, I believe that we do possess it collectively on official level, Arabs and Muslims, peoples and countries. We need to take a decision of the use of the tools if the Israel did not agree in our statements, and this is what I expected, and to determine our options then. Should we be angry again? Should we condemn? Should we call upon the international community? Should we impose sanctions? But what is our practical plan? We are indirect partners in this genocide. We're not talking about a country, but we're talking about a colonist entity, an outlaw regime. We're dealing with settlers, more barbaric than humane. And the problem is not with a certain government or this government and the people who are scared of the previous events. They all working with one ideological brain, sick with bloodshedding, suffering from schizophrenia. Those who we target in our meeting today, and they are the ones posing this problem, and this problem determines the mean, and the mean will be the essential for the success. And we're hoping that we'll achieve success in this meeting and we'll take the appropriate decisions not to be as one talking to a thief with the language of law, and with the criminal with the language of ethics, and with the killer with the language of humanity.